Hello, everybody. How are you doing this fine? Well, it's Monday right now. I think I'm going to put it out on Monday. But we are doing a little bit of a roundup, a catch up, as it were, of everything going on with Diddy because he's getting sued by about 5,100 people in civil court. He has settled some of that out of court, with Cassie, for example. I haven't even had a chance to check in on the Larod lawsuit, but you probably know if you've been keeping up with this case that Diddy has been repeatedly denied bail. And as I anticipated, Diddy's lawyer is really fighting back on that bail denial. Now, we also now are dealing with a new lawyer, Alexandra Shapiro, who we have seen in other cases past. But the purposes of today's video, I really want to just discuss where we stand on the Diddy bail hearing. As I previously discussed and reported to you, which is public record, Diddy still does have the ability to appeal at least one more time. I think he has the ability to appeal like 2-3 more times on this bail thing, like going on this bail decision, like going up 2-3 more levels. But right now it's being heard at the appeals court level. Okay, let me pull up the Pacer docket. Today is October 21st, 2024, and two things were actually filed just today, and we will discuss what those say. But going back about 5 days ago, that's whenever we got a host of documents filed by, mostly this was the government, okay? Now, on the 17th, October 17th, just 4 days ago, Diddy and his lawyer, they filed a motion. It was a motion to hold the appeal in abeyance. That's not a Beyonce, okay? That's abeyance. On behalf of appellant filed. Okay, so Diddy filed a motion basically asking the appeals court, this is just 4 days ago, asking the appeals court, hey, Your Honor, we do want to talk to you about this, but real quick, we're going to be doing some other stuff back down there at the district court level because we done found some stuff out, Your Honor. We found some stuff out that we did not know at the original hearing, and we're going to need a little bit more time before we come over here with this appeal. Okay. Now, again, that was filed on the 17th. So essentially what they're asking for is for the court to stay or pause the time limit for Diddy to do his appeal stuff. Okay. And the government comes back 2 days later and said, oh, no, hell no. They filed an opposition. They said, no, we don't need to put a pause on anything. We're ready to proceed forward ahead, Your Honor. We don't need to put a pause on anything. Okay. Well, just today, which would only been 2 days later, Diddy and his lawyer did reply. They replied to this opposition. All right. And what's very interesting to me is the arguments that are being made by Diddy and his lawyer. Okay. The arguments, I have a little notes here. And essentially what Diddy and his lawyer are arguing on this document filed literally today, it's a 5-page document. What they're arguing is that Diddy's constitutional rights are being violated, or at the very least, they're being implicated by the government's case against him. There's a few things that are cited for this, okay? And what's the whole purpose? What's the whole purpose? Why are we talking about this at all? It's because Diddy wants to put a pause. He wants to put a stay. He wants to put a hold on the clock running on this appeal situation. He basically just wants the judge basically saying, hey, judge, just sit tight over here in the appeals court because we doing some other work down here at the district court level that might not even make it, that might make it to where you don't even have to decide on this. Okay. Now, the arguments consist of pretty much 2 parts. The lawyers are saying Diddy's constitutional rights are being implicated because 2 reasons. Number 1, something having to do with Diddy's conditions of confinement. The conditions that they're holding Diddy in, according to his lawyers in the appeals court, are actually violating his constitutional rights. Now, they don't go into a bunch of detail, but I can kind of piece together, I think what they're trying to argue is that the government has like 100+ terabytes worth of data that they are using as evidence against Diddy. And Diddy's lawyers are saying, excuse me, Your Honor, 100 terabytes is a whole lot. That is a lot of information to be just willy-nilly not letting my client see. And something to do with his conditions of confinement doesn't make it, I don't know, possible for him to, I guess, review all of the terabytes of data from his cell or something. I mean, I really don't know. Like I said, they're not very detailed. But the second grounds upon which the lawyers for Diddy are basing their constitutional concerns are, like I said, the first one has to do with his conditions of confinement. The second one has to do with the evidence that the lawyers have actually come across in the discovery phase. They're saying they've come across some evidence in the discovery phase, which sheds new light on the situation having to do with Diddy. And in particular, this new evidence that's come to light has to do with Diddy's propensity for obstruction. Remember one of the big reasons that the lower court, the district court, didn't want to let Diddy out? One of the big reasons was he obstructs the case. He intimidates witnesses. He sends people to do, right? That was an argument that was made. I don't know. I wasn't there. I couldn't possibly speak to whether or not Diddy did that or not. I wasn't there. I'm just reiterating what was said, right? So the court, partially relying on that, said, no, we're not letting you out, right? Well, these lawyers are now saying, okay, well, we have some new evidence and it speaks directly to whether or not Diddy is obstructing justice. All right. So what we're being told, I mean, blink and you miss it because there's so much stuff going on. But what we're being told here in this filing on October 21st is that Diddy is going to be asking the district court again to let him out on bail. Okay. Totally new motion, a totally new motion to be let out on bail. And he is going to be filing that with a totally new proposed bail package. Remember when he offered up his house that had been appraised for the client, TriStar Sports and Entertainment, for $48 million, and he offered up his plane and he offered up passports for his kids and his mom and everybody else? That was a bail package proposal. It got denied, right? Because he's still in jail. So we're learning literally today that Diddy's going to apply for bail again based on a new proposed bail package and based on new information, not only about the conditions of his confinement, but also about new evidence Agnifilo has discovered at the evidentiary stage. So if I had to guess, I think that I've been wrong. My predictions have been wrong. Okay. So take it with a grain of salt. I don't know. I'm just predicting, just speculating. I have no idea. But if I had to guess, I actually think this decision may go in Diddy's favor. And the reason for that is because it's just more judicially economic, meaning why would a judge want to listen to the one bail hearing appeal and then just in a couple weeks, he's going to have to hear another one, or she or they or whatever, right? So we're being told there's some new information. There's some new evidence. It may help to shed some light on whether or not Diddy was or wasn't perhaps obstructing. It has something to do with perhaps his conditions of confinement. And I am refreshing basically by the minute to try and see this new proposed bail package when it's going to be filed. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be filed very soon. So yeah, I mean, in conclusion, TLDR, Diddy is going to be filing another bail package proposal. He's filing this proposal based on allegedly new information that him and his lawyers have discovered and found out at this discovery phase and since he's been in confinement. And as a result of these findings and as a result of this different new proposal for getting out on bail, Diddy and his lawyers are asking the appeals court to just give me a minute, stop the clock, hold your horses, sit right there, appeals court, because we're going to maybe be coming to you one way or the other, but let us maybe give it one more shot down here at the regular trial court level. Now, I went back and forth on whether or not to make two separate videos or one video. I did end up deciding to make two separate videos, but this is all happening at the same time that something else enormous, huge, megalithic, monumental, whatever you want to call it, immense, huge, groundbreaking, earth-shattering, has just been filed yesterday as well. Not in the appeals case, but in the actual criminal case. And it has to do with Mark Agnifilo trying to silence perhaps hundreds, maybe even up to thousands of people. It could actually directly implicate even YouTubers and members of the public's right to free speech. So make sure your notifications are turned on. Make sure that you are tuning in and just checking the channel regularly, because I am going to be putting out these short update videos until we can actually get caught up with the case, which at this point looks like it ain't going to be for another couple of years. That's all I really had for right now. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Anything I'm saying over here from the lawsuits, I don't know it to be a fact. I'm just telling y'all what they said. Love you, Minnie. Goodbye. Welcome into my world. You're playing my game. Thought that you could come up and they're fitting off of my knee. Talking out the side of your neck.
backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. Fast ego, how it all turned